Alrighty, it's getting to be that time again, everybody. 3, 2, 1, and go! Hey, everybody, Steve here, the retired hobby tech guy, and today we have a free wall mount paint rack shelf for Army painters, Citadel and Vallejo paints, and maybe some other paints that you might have. I got some no-name stuff that I've got here in Korea, but I want to tell you the story about how I made this shelf and how you can get it for free. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. It ended up that I had a bunch of paints. I've got 200 millimeter, 100 millimeter, I got 17 millimeter bottles. I even got the Citadel paint bottles and stuff like that. And I was like, man, trying to, I got some pre-made shelves for these, but since I have my airbrush station, I've got a bunch of different paints of different sizes, and I was like, I want to consolidate. I don't want to have like 3 or 4 different types of shelves, so I wanted to have a multi-purpose paint rack shelf that can mount on the wall. So since I couldn't find any, I went to Tinkercad and ended up playing around with that. Now, I'm no pro on Tinkercad, as you'll see, but this is the paint rack. So what I ended up doing is basically just kind of messing around there, and we've got, if we zoom in here, it's got 3 screw holes for that, and yeah, it's a pretty nice little rack that we got here. So I figured that'd be good enough, and that way it's wide enough or deep enough to get Army painter, get 100 milliliter bottles, 200, 17 millimeter, and all types of various sizes between that. So you can mix and match, and your mileage may vary with that. So what I ended up doing is after that is I exported this. If we go up here to the export tab, you can export, and I put it into Creality Print, which is the Creality slicing program. Ship that over to the K2 Plus, and I printed out a test one in black Hyper PLA. And I'll tell you what, it came out pretty good. So if we take a look here, there is the shelf, and yeah, came out good. And again, it's Tinkercad. So there might be some minor imperfections because of just what it is. It's not Blender, and I'm not a CAD person. But you can see here, we've got a variety of different paints that are available, over here. And so you can see that. And then you can see that we got the 200 milliliter bottles. And so we can see those in there. You could get a good amount of those. And then if we have the 100, you can get like 9, which is great for your inks or bottles that are 100 millimeter size. Then comes the big one, the Army painter paints, or the 17 milliliter bottles. I know it says 17 millimeter, should be 17 milliliter bottles. But you can get 28 of those bad boys in this shelf. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. Here it is. And for those of you who wanted measured in freedom units, it's just under 14 inches. And so it's 14 inches by almost 2.5. Yeah, and the back is almost about just over 3.25. So yeah, we got some decent size here. And again, it ends up, it's a nice little shelf. So came out really good, no problems. First layer is great. Again, K2 Plus, your mileage is going to vary, but if you dial in your filaments, that will just do a lot for you. Recommended settings are one thing, but this shelf unit ended up working out really well. The other thing I want to end up doing is kind of showing you, go back to here, since I did this in Tinkercad, and where you can find this for free is on Creality Cloud. And if you go to the Varied Life, just type in the Varied Life and you'll find me, and boom, there we have it. So we can end up going here, and there is the shelf, the paint rack shelf, wall mounted. It's got the 3MF file, all of the stuff that you need to do. I printed out like 4 of them now. I'm doing my 5th one, and all the prints have come out really, really nice. And then, of course, we also have some other stuff here, some frames for a city. The city doesn't come with it, but it's just like a round circular frame. Got some hex shelves. Got some other things that I've made, paint racks, airbrush holders, and stuff like that. So we're adding on the multi-use paint wall mount shelf to the mix here. So yeah, it ends up doing pretty good. Matter of fact, if we take a look and we zip on here to, let me see, can we get the details? The live details. Boom, there it is. Excuse me. It's printing as we speak. Total printing time, what did that print time come out to be? That ended up being about 166 grams, 166.47 grams for all the people that are into details, 4 hours and 34 minutes. But then I cranked it up to 125 speed, so it knocks about an hour off. Cost about $3.33. It might be a little bit more than what you would pay because I live in Korea and sometimes the prices are a little more expensive. So yeah, it works out pretty good. And what I'm going to end up doing is putting this onto my where my paint booth is. And since I moved it into another room and I have a wall there, so I'm going to get a board and then I'll be able to screw in all of these paint shelves and be able to put all my paints in here. So yeah, free print, can't beat it. Use it for paints and whatever else. You could go through, matter of fact, let's take a look. I was already thinking about this. Let me see if I can pull this up. And we'll go back to Creality Print. Let me see if I get this. And let's rotate this a little bit. We'll just kind of go out here. No, I don't want to do that. Go back down there. And we will rotate this around to about like so. Yes, I know it's off the charts. It's off the chain. But if I'm thinking what you could do now, I don't know if this will work because I haven't tried it, but what we could end up doing is scaling this, and you could keep the size, the uniform scale. So if you wanted to make it shorter in regards to the x-axis, let's say we wanted to do it by, I don't know, half, 125. Let's put 125 and see what that comes down to. So you could, yeah, it's not bad. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. Look at that right there. That little wall is going to be woefully thin. So, I don't think I'd recommend that. Now, could you go bigger? Well, if you went bigger, then you'd go past the dimensions of the K2 Plus. And like I said, I made this so it would just fit on the plate like that. Give a little wiggle room on each side, and so yeah, I don't know. Or you could just download the STL, and then you could play with it that way as well. So yeah, that was what we ended up doing today, early this morning. It is approximately 10:47 a.m. here in Korea. Got a lot of rain going on, and since it was raining, it's the 17th of July. Got the monsoon season going on. Redoing the hobby room since we're going to be settling in this apartment, and it's like I want a more permanent solution for my paints, but I didn't want to get just the 17 milliliter shelf or the 100 or the 200 or whatever. I didn't want to have a mix and match of all these different kinds of shelves, so I made a multi-purpose shelf, and you can get it for free on the Creality Print, and that'll be in the description box down below. So yeah, that's what we got going on. We're going to close this video out, so thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. That would really help. That would be the biggest thing that you could help me with, is liking and subscribe. If you've already done that, if you've enjoyed the content or like the free models that I have on Creality Print, granted, it's made with Tinkercad, but it's free. If you want to buy me a coffee, there's a link in the description box down below, so you could do me a solid that way. If not, no problem. Just like the video. Like and share if you've already subscribed. With that, you've got the scrolling ticker of a bunch of cool people that have bought me coffee, so I have much respect for them, and you can be one of them too. The last thing I'm going to say is I've got an official email address, so if you want to contact me, say hi, whatever it is about 3D printing, resin printing, being an American expat retired here in Korea, you can check out some of those videos, and I do some miniature painting stuff. I'm learning how to do that, and that's turned out pretty fun. Recently been doing a dragon book nook that I'm painting. I'm really liking that. So that's going to be a present for my daughter. But yeah, just kind of a mishmash of different stuff. And so we would be happy to have you join us in this. And I'm also writing a book on an expat. Being an American expat overseas, kind of like a big book on what to expect, what to look for, checklists, the whole 9 yards, and we'll see if we can do that. So that's coming down the pipe. We'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. I got to get some food because I'm starving. And we will see you on the next video because you did like and subscribe to the channel, which I highly appreciate. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, thanks. Peace. Good stuff, and it's free.